Everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity, sending me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to Great Days. So I'm gonna talk a little on following heart today, okay, or this evening, and doing what is within heart to be able to enjoy yourself as you are here on the earth. Okay, so let's get right into this. So you want to follow your heart through life. Although if you start looking away towards your heart, it's very, very hard to live, enjoy, and more so you get into habitual patterns, various different thought waves that are going to have you living very, very miserably, and you're going to find yourself living in lower densities, lower vibrational rates. You're going to find yourself also, you're kind of going to get like caught in these realizations where you're like holding yourself on a leash or something, you know, where you can't really do what you need or do what you want, okay, or do what is of heart, and rather you're kind of entangled in thought process, you know. And this is very, very misery inducing, because the more that you're entangling yourself, the more attached you're growing with things that are no longer supposed to be serving you, and you're supposed to be able to maybe rise above it, you know, or you'll start telling yourself that you need to basically do things or let things go so that you can rise in density. You know, it'd be like if you tied down a bunch of balloons with some things, you know, and then whenever you untie the balloons from whatever is holding them down, they're gonna float away. You know, it's kind of like this. As you start to drop more and more things, you start to rise in vibration like a balloon. You know, you start going higher and higher in consciousness, and you can find yourself in like these entanglements, in these reality loops or thought loops, you know, where you're just stuck in this type of thought wave, you know, where it's very, very it can be very misery inducing for the most part. So you want to start doing more of what is heartful to you. You know, you want to do what is truly going to be cherished by your being. Otherwise, you're a robot, or you're a cyborg, or you're like just an automaton, you know, and you're being used in a very, very in a certain way by somebody else. You know, you're not actually like going on your own journey and doing what is of, you're not the protagonist of your film, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. You're just like being used as like a side character or something. I don't know. This is the best I can explain it. It's just like misery. It's miserable to not follow what is of heart, you know, and not doing what you love. Okay, so you want to slowly start dropping the things that are bringing you misery, and slowly replace them what is going to bring you joy. You know, replace them with what is going to bring you joy, and eventually, as you start to fill your life with what is joyful to you to do, then you're going to arise in pure bliss, blissful state. You know, it's like, don't work a job that you don't like. You know, this is the most common example. Don't work a job that is killing you, taking your time, and paying you very little, because That's a robbery. They're literally using you as a slave, and we are slaves. The power control pyramid, or the power structure pyramid, the power control pyramid, I want to call it, has many different layers, and at the very bottom, making up the pyramid, is the debt slaves. Okay, this is pretty much the masses that the hierarchical system is built itself upon. So we are these debt slaves, and we are literally we are just working for the people who have owned us, owned our families, and they keep us very, very poor. Obviously, minimum wage is like $7.25 where I'm from, and this is a problem, obviously, because it doesn't pay you enough to live or enjoy your life. Unless you don't see money as needed, which is not needed to enjoy life. And money is obsolete anyways. It's going obsolete, and it's not going to be needed. So quit, or not quit jobs, but quit things that aren't bringing you bliss or enjoyment, because it's not worth it. It's very, very miserly to do things that are not going to bring you enjoyment. It's a waste of time, and they're also just keeping you in a cage, in this very way, a mental cage, where you're just entangled with things that are not bringing you true life, so what you got to understand is that it's a very simple process to be able to start living more joyfully. All you got to do is drop the things that are very miserable for you to be doing, that you have been told to do, or conditioned to do, or programmed to do, and just get with things that are more joyful for you to be doing, and fill your life up with this, because these are the treasures. This is what is going to bring you cherishment. This is what is going to allow you to cherish your life more than pleasures, or money, or even materiality. All of this is just bullshit. It's just kind of I guess it's like a type of entertainment. You're supposed to be able to you're supposed to have the bliss within you, because it is already there, and you got to realize it, but you are kept away from it, for the most part. And this is when misery arises, because you're attaching yourself with outside things, when in reality everything is already within you, and you don't need to attach yourself to outside things, because you're entangling yourself and you're getting stuck in things which aren't bringing you the realization of bliss within. So you got to really reevaluate things. You got to start to observe things more deeply. You got to give things up, for one. Give up technology, give up whatever, give up things that are making you sick, give up things that are not for you, give up people that are not for you, give up everything that you see fit. All right. And you're going to get in this cycle where you start to understand what is bringing you bliss and what is not bringing you bliss, or what is bringing you enjoyment and what is not bringing you enjoyment. What is enabling you to be more in a free flow, and what is allowing you to be of a higher vibration and a higher consciousness is what you need to be able to get with. Otherwise, you're going to stay in a very dense state, and it's going to be miserable. You're going to be very miserable throughout a long period of your life, and it's not going to be very worthwhile. So forget about whatever society is telling you to do. You don't need to follow society, because society is coming to an end, or it's coming to a very drastic fall anyway. But create your own within yourself, and start following this, and get in tune with the laws of nature, because the laws of nature is where you're going to be able to make the ascension, and ascension is much more worthwhile than anything else that can be provided to you from the outside. And ascension is going to allow you to transcend life as we know, or transcend death as we know it, into states of immortality, okay, which is a real thing. And people have attained to immortality for millions and millions of years, okay. This is the universe's energy, and death is just a transformative state of transformative phase of the fluctuation of energy, okay. But birth and death both are just states of transformation, all right. So you got to, in order to get to these states, you got to these states of understanding or realization, you got to be able to sacrifice a lot of stuff in order to just ascend or rise in vibration, you know. Give up the flesh, give up the body, and give up the mind, okay. Don't get entangled with them, because they're very minute dimensions. They're not all that there is, okay. These are very small dimensions, all right, of being. But being is pretty much infinite in dimension, okay. So you got to give up the flesh. You got to do what is going to corrode away the ego. You got to do what is going to dissolve away the flesh, all right. Don't feel the flesh, but dissolve it away in whatever way is going to suit you as an individual, okay. And also the mind. There's many ways to pretty much dissolve away the mind as well. So you got to also take up this work. And these two dimensions that we are very identified with, overly identified with, can then be transcended, and you are going to then open up more infinite dimensional understanding at that point, okay. And this is where you are able to truly break away from any type of attachments to anything, you know, or even any type of miserable states, or lower dimensional states, or more dense states of being, you know. So make sure to follow the heart a little bit more often, incorporate it, or integrate this into your life, okay, if you're not already doing so. Learn how to replace what is bringing you misery with what is going to bring you enjoyment, all right. You got to be honest as well. You be honest with yourself, all right. You got to be honest with yourself as well. Otherwise you're going to lie through yourself through the process, and you're not going to know what is actually going to bring you joy. And you might just end up telling yourself that a lot of different things are bringing you joy when they're bringing you miserable states, you know. But then you can also be in states of confusion as well. So you gotta be patient with yourself. Patience is a virtue, and it's most definitely needed for you to understand that where you're at in life is also where you need to be, and you got to keep a state of trust in a deeper state of being, with a deeper state of trust to come with it as well. All right. So trust the universe. Trust yourself most often, because you are the universe. And you got to have patience as well, because without patience, it's going to lead you to states of confusion and distortions. And confusion and distortion is only going to lead you astray into entanglement, and this is further going to get you into suffering states. All right, so you got to be patient. You got to be honest as well, and touch upon the warmth of the heart more often. Do things which is going to bring a warmth to your heart, and do more of that, you know, and just live in that, even if it doesn't pay you, even if it doesn't pay you, or even if it doesn't give you what you think you need. Do it anyway. If it's gonna bring your heart warmth, do that, rather than looking towards something that is going to go against you and leave you in suffering, okay? Because that's pretty much killing yourself, you know. That's keeping you in mental imprisonment, when you really got to free yourself up by living more in the heart here, okay? So that's pretty much going to be it for tonight's video. I do thank everybody for watching once again. Peace out, one love, and have a great evening.